podcast time. You already know that. Welcome to Wawaka Winery. This is our very first podcast. This is the whole Wawaka Experience thing, and our first guest is something special tonight. I have football legend and local legend Glenn STEELE here, and I have coaching legend Tommy Marsh, and we got hound dog legend me. But welcome to Wawaka Winery, Glenn and Tommy. It's good seeing you guys. I haven't seen you forever, and glad you guys are looking good. So
you don't have to lie.
Yeah, you're looking better than me. That's why we're ever dad.
That's right. It's falling out. I'm not quite there, but I'm working there.
Yeah.
You guys aren't as old as I am.
But yeah, you're in town, and you said you're in town doing some hunting and everything this week.
Yeah.
Have you been out yet?
Oh yeah, I've been out a few times.
Have you seen anything out there?
I've seen some bucks. I've seen about 8 different bucks. Couple shooters, but just not close enough.
Yeah.
You know, the wind's been treacherous, so it's been hard on the deer, and the bucks will just lay down. They're not moving and stirring. So I've seen some pictures of guys taking some nice bucks. I think there's one right down the road here. I seen hanging up in the garage. That was a nice.
Is it Brick House?
I think so.
Well, Mike didn't tell me. I'm gonna have to go down there.
They got one there.
Mike Shelby.
Yeah.
He was telling me the other night how he hadn't seen squat. He lying son of a bitch.
He's got meat on the table then.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to talk to Mike. Little shit. He was just here the other night telling me I haven't seen squat. Now he's got a freaking buck tail.
He can trade you now some wine for
absolutely.
for some summer sausage.
Yeah. Well, he actually owes me some summer sausage because he's been drinking some wine. he was here one night. Well, you know how close it is.
Yeah, it's right down the road.
We had to drag him home. That's how bad it was that one night.
It's got to make him walk.
Yeah, we should have, but he couldn't make it. But have you been out that this year?
My hunting days are over.
Your boys still hunt though, don't they?
Yep. He got one opening day of bow, and
Which one did?
Kevin did.
Kevin?
Kyle don't hunt. That's not.
Kevin's.
I thought. Oh yeah. I guess I was thinking they both did, but
Mike got a big one. Michelle's brother.
Really?
Big one. Oh yeah.
What?
Huge.
How many points was it?
I think 17. I'm not sure.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a nice buck.
Yeah, that's a real nice buck. I like the small game hunt. I used to deer hunt when I was younger, but I'm not smart enough, number one. I just don't have the patience. But the last time I deer hunted was actually bow, and it was when I was still working on a hog farm, and they let me hunt back. Well, you remember the hog farm? We used to play basketball all the time there, and we picked teams, and I was that little kid that is, well, you see my basketball skills both, yeah. Alright, so
that's why you wrestled, right?
Exactly, that's why I wrestled. I was always the last one picked. I was like 20-something years old, and I felt like that 5-year-old kid that wanted another team. But when I hung up my deer hunting days, I was up in a tree stand, and there was some decent does. I hunt to eat. Whatever I shoot, I eat. And I'm looking for quality meat. And these does were boxing back for. It's kind of fun to watch. And I'm just waiting for them to come in. And this little squirrel must have been a nest. He comes down, starts barking at me. And of course, I don't know, a lot of hunters had that happen. Well, that deer's poked up. And then he quits barking, they get back, and he started barking again. Well, me being a cripe, I'm kind of short-tempered, and I didn't want to make any noise, but I pulled the arrow out and started swinging at the squirrel, and fell on my deer stand. We're done deer hunting. So I squirrel hunt a lot.
Not from the tree though, right? No,
not from the tree. No, it's pretty bad. Don't have the balance isn't any good anymore. Well, I wasn't good at that back then. But now I really am thrilled to have you in here. I'm lucky to have you in here, and because the things you've done and we've known each other. Well, I've known you from the first time I met you, and I was telling you about this the other day, is you wrestled in 8th grade. And I was a senior, and then our season was over, and they had the seniors come down and help the middle schoolers. And I knew Lori. I've known Lori forever. She's great. I didn't know about her little brothers. And they put me on this guy. And they told me to teach him some moves. And all I'm thinking is I'm a senior in high school, and I'm looking at an 8th grader like this. I'm thinking, oh my God. I'm just imagining an 8th grader kicking my ass and me never getting a date ever again. So that's what was going through my head. They said, teach him some move. I said, I don't want to. He's going to kill me. So yeah, it was a real test of my rep, man. I really did not want to do that. But I just think it's great what you accomplished, being from Little Ligonier area, and I mean, can you kind of go into what it was like from playing at West Noble and then transitioning into Michigan? Because I mean, none of us has any idea. I mean, that's just something that amazes the hell out of me, what you've done with your professional and college career.
Well, I tell you what, it's I love the town. My family and my friends and people I trust, and in this town, good and bad, it helped me get through. There's always going to be haters, and that's just everything in life. And I took that part of it and I just ran with it. And I said, you know what, I'm going to prove people wrong, and
I love that.
And I had a great backing. I had great friends, and so it was, when I got into the high school level and then playing the different sports that I played. I'm aggressive, and I want to be the best out there, and I'm going to challenge. I'm going to fight and scratch no matter what. But a lot of people don't know the story. I mean, I had a lot of small scholarship offers for basketball and football. Nothing real big.
I thought you had some with basketball. I remember that.
And there's most of you probably know. There was a guy, Judge Hagan.
Okay. Yes.
Old Judge Hagan.
Yes.
And he was an IU guy. He had a lot of pull there. He was an alumnus. And Judge Hagan had got in contact with Coach Mallory and told him he needed to come down and maybe take a look at me. That started the whole process. Okay. And then Coach Mallory came down and, he watched me and it wasn't long that he's saying, we think you can be a guy that we can really need and could help this team. And I didn't know anything about that process. Nothing. Just totally raw about it.
Well, how would you?
I'm young, and at that time, I'm looking for the next party. I'll be honest with you. So I was looking for the next party. We were at quite a few. I can tell you that. But it was once I got into that, it kind of got a little nerve wracking, because then I started, the letters started coming in from your Michigans, your Penn States, your from all over the country. Yeah. And it's a process I knew nothing about. And
that would be that'd be pretty hard to sort that out.
Well, it is, and the one thing that I was gracious about, my parents, they followed me and they supported me, and I had a lot of supporters, but they never pushed me in a direction. They said,
awesome.
You know what, all I say is if you start it, you finish it.
Yeah,
and that's it. And and it's going to be my decision, because I'm the one that's going to have to go through it. And I'll be honest, it was, thinking about it, I'm like, this wasn't even anything I really even thought about. Yeah. I had fun. I love playing sports and had a great time at it. But then you're talking at a level where you're on TV. You're going to be a part of a program that's one of the best in the country.
Yeah.
And when you're kind of getting out of that nest and you're going to a different place, and I knew what I was going to do at first. I mean, I was going to party my ass off. There's no doubt about that. But it took a little bit. When I got into that, I'm going to tell you now. When you start to have to run and condition and that, and I just realized how far behind I and
well,
some of the other guys.
Has to be intense compared to what we. Yeah.
Well, nowadays,
I can't imagine what it'd be like.
Well, nowadays, I'm pretty sure they don't even go 2-a-day practice with pads.
Not like they did when you were in school.
No, we went when I first got to Michigan. We had 3-a-days, 3 days of
no
3
kidding.
days. Padded at 100 degrees outside. We're dropping.
Oh my gosh!
In a day's time, we're dropping 20 pounds of water. And they kept track of your weight before practice. You had to weigh in, and after practice, just to make sure.
So they kind of regulated your health.
They made sure that everything was being cultured to that.
Yes.
And then the varsity came in and just started whooping your ass. And it's like, man, what the hell am I got myself into?
Oh, I bet.
And I did question myself. I'll be honest with you. I was like, man, I had a roommate from Barberton, Ohio, home of Bo Schimbecker.
Okay.
From Barberton, Ohio, and Joe's crazy as they come. And we both sat there and we're just like, man, God almighty, did you ever? No, I didn't think it'd be this hard. Yeah, I thought, and then I said, you know what? Let's get through this and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And I took my beatings. I learned. I had some great coaches, and I had great coaches. Tommy was one of my coaches. I had Mike Jones, which back in the day,
he was my favorite coach.
I had a lot of coaches that just followed me and pushed me and that, and that made me better.
Yeah.
But when you get into that level, and then the coaches, they really take hold of you, and then they say, hey, this is what we got to work on. I mean, you're on a strength regiment, you're on this, you're on that. Yeah. And then it just, from there, it's, I just love the game. I love playing it, love the guys. And from that, we just see what happens.
Yeah.
Well,
Tommy was telling me about, tell a story about the first game that you were sitting in the stands with his mom.
Oh,
and, tell that story. This is awesome because I know I just picture it when you were telling me. I had the picture in my mind.
So I talked to Glenn probably every week during he redshirted his freshman year, and then after that his sophomore year, his second year in school. So we talk, and he'd say, "Hey, I'm starting tonight, but don't tell Mom."
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
This is awesome.
At Purdue. So we go down, and Flo doesn't know that Bub's starting. So I happen to be the one that draws the short straw, and I'm sitting next to her. And when he goes out with the starters, she turns and starts swinging, and I have bruises on my arm. So that was
that's awesome.
That was a great day.
Oh, I can't imagine how excited you'd be. I mean, the first time you were able to start, how do you? I guess my question would be how do you get in a mindset? Because I can't imagine. I played high school ball, but I'm not going to be the Al Bundy going, oh, when I played ball. No, it's not even remotely close. But how do you get in that mindset? And what kind of mindset do you have to be to play at that level? Because I just can't even imagine it.
Well, first of all, coming out of high school, I played multiple positions, which most people did. You're Iron Man. You're on offense. You're on defense. I mean, I was tight end. I ran the ball.
Yeah,
and we had a guy named Ben Gravero, is just as big as me. You talk about that was the biggest backfield probably high school history.
They were bigger than our linemen.
That was great watching.
And that was the whole part of it. And I was always like that. It's like you put me anywhere, I'll play. It was a challenge. Yeah. And when I got to Michigan, a lot of people don't understand that Michigan, they recruited me as a tight end. I came in as a tight end.
Yeah.
And the first year we, I remember that we're sitting there and it was the first game. And back then, you got in for 1 second. You lost your red shirt. Now they got so many quarters they can play and all that.
Okay.
So
you're right.
Oh, I ran in there.
Yeah.
I ran in there and I played. Yeah. And I got yelled at, bitched at. They like, oh my God, he just blew his red shirt. Because they asked for a tight end, man. I just ran out there. Yeah. But as it is, I mean, they went over the facts and everything, and they just denied the fact of that. So nothing came about it. But anyway, that spring, I blew out my shoulder. Mm-hmm. And that spring, Coach Moeller was my head coach.
Okay. Yeah.
And Coach Moeller came in and he goes, He goes, you know what? Why don't you play some defense? I say, I don't know what the defenses are. He says, well, just go in there and play. So I went in there on 2 or 3 series, and I played defense in high school. I mean, I was all over the place.
Yeah.
And I loved it. You know, I'd much rather hit than beat.
Defense was always my funnest thing to do. Yeah.
And so I got in there.
I sucked at
it. You know, I got in there, and I come out, and he goes, how'd you like it? I said, of course I love it. You know, he goes, good, because that's where you're going to be. And I started the next 4 years at it.
Yeah.
And then that's how that all came about. It's just amazing that, you know, you get with coaches, especially at that level, they have to see through and see what's the best fit for you, because they're looking at the whole package.
Yeah.
You know, can he run? Can you know, what can he do best? Where's he going to help the team up the best?
Yeah.
And that's the way it went. Now
at that level, they know what.
I'm going to tell you, I gave them hell, boy. I mean,
well, that's what at work, because you know, it's been years since I've seen you play, and I used to love to watch you play, but I looked up on YouTube, and I wish we could, but I'm not smart enough to figure out this computer shit yet. I would love to show it right now, but I looked, and there's a highlight reel of you, and oh my gosh, I forgot how vicious you were. It was so cool to watch you. I remember seeing you going through guys, and it was like you had a extra intensity about you that it looked like you were going at quarterback like he did something horrible to you. I don't even know how to explain it. And I was at work, and I was on my phone, and I was showing the guys in our group. I was like, this is my buddy. It's going to be on our first podcast. And they're and I go, and I remember Steve, he goes, son of a bitch. I go, yeah. He goes, don't piss that man off. I go, well, no kidding.
had wheels back then.
He actually did.
Yeah, I could move.
Yeah. Oh, it was, and it was always a blast watching you play, because man, the intensity and the, you know,
well, it just meant so much to me.
And
I was out. You know, I was out every time I was out the point.
Oh yeah.
And I went through my whole career and watching guys. You know, before the game, they would bang their heads against the locker, kind of like that program shit that you see in the movie program.
Yeah.
That wasn't me. You know, I'd sit back, I'd lay in a locker, I'd put my hat over my head, and I'd take a nap. And then I'd go out, and I'd just do a little bit of warm up, come back in, put the hat over, take a little nap. Then when the team went out, we'd do our warm up and come back in, and when everybody's rushing the field, you know, you go out and touch the banner, I go right to the bench.
Yeah.
They say, Glenn, you know, don't worry about it.
That was your process.
The process was the first play that the defense was in. And it's a funny story on that, and I'll tell it real quick, but the first play of every time that we were out there, first play, my goal was I was going to hit that sucker as hard as I could right in his face. And I look at him and say, you know what? This is what you're going to get for 4 quarters.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear your ass out.
Oh, absolutely.
And we had Jim Herman was our defensive coordinator. And Brady Hoke was my D-line coach at the time. And Jim, whatever reasons, he knew what I was going to do. He knew I wasn't going to run those stunts, but every time, on the first play, he'd run a stunt. I never ran it. Game 1, didn't run it. Shit, Brady, control your guy. 2, didn't run it. Brady, are you going to control your man? Game 3, calls it. Didn't happen. Finally, game 4, we're sitting there, and we come into the huddle, and we're out on defense first, and Herman comes up, and they asked him, saying, hey, Coach, what's the defense? He goes, I don't know. Shit, why don't you ask Glenn? He's going to run what he's going to run.
That's good.
So I got a question for you. So I watched last night on ESPN Classic or whatever. You guys in Michigan State, probably your junior year maybe, and you're dropping with tight ends late in the game. I mean, like, what are you doing? Is that you, or is that?
That is part of the defense.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. What we would do is
because the Dudley kid, he was athletic.
Excuse me.
I'm not saying he's more athletic than you, but I mean, he was a pretty good guy.
Well, let me tell you. I mean, the one thing that you're talking about state or Ohio State.
Ohio State.
I got a few pictures of me bending Dudley back by breaking his back. I didn't worry about that.
I think there was a couple of those on that highlight reel I watched.
But what they did is, we found a little niche of what they were doing, and to kind of disguise the form, the ends would pop in, pop out into a soft 8 area, and then the backwards would go. Because now you got the offensive lineman kicking out, thinking, we'll take a step forward, get them to bite, and then we back up, and by that time they get set, that backer's hitting them right in the mouth, full force.
Yeah, I got to watch that last night, so I got to see you chasing running backs to the flats and dropping in the zone. I'm like, wow, look at that guy.
I could drop now.
I know you could.
I could catch too now.
I remember that. I do remember that. I was pretty lucky. I got to see him play in middle school.
Yeah, because you helped coach him.
Yep.
And that's.
I think in 8th grade he was, about 6'1", 6'2", 210.
I was gonna say because he was when they said you're wrestling him, and I'm a senior, and look at this 8th grade kid. And no offense,
I'm thinking.
I thought you were held back a couple grades.
But we would give
there ain't no way in heck this guy. No, they said no, he's in the appropriate grade.
Yeah. Well,
Are you sure?
We'd get to the football games and they'd ask if he drove the bus.
Yes. I just was picturing I'm a senior in high school.
Yeah.
I'm about to get beat up by an 8th grader.
I tell you what, Central Noble did it best, and I think it was 7th or 8th grade. They questioned my age, so my mom had to go back home and get a Social Security card.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Or a birth certificate. Yes, and they kept me out the first half.
Yeah.
That's the way they could keep me off the field.
Oh my God.
Did they not?
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you what, that second half, I destroyed everybody.
Oh, I bet.
And
You're just infuriated by
I was
that.
so pissed. I said, I'm going to take them and coaches and everybody out. And I cried.
That's
and
awesome.
I cried. But hey, I had a full beard, before I got into high school. I can't help that. I'm just a grown man.
Exactly. Yeah, you were a man. Jeez, oh Pete. Yeah, that was. And then tell us something, because you guys coached together. I remember at least, was it one season or did you coach together at the Wolfpack? Because I remember, the Wolfpack, is that still going on now?
No.
But it was.
It was. But
And
after he left, I couldn't take it no more. I had to quit.
Yeah, well, you're busy so much, but you coach quite a bit. You're still coaching.
Yep.
And you're very good at it, because I coached, I don't know how many years wrestling. I don't want to do what my dad does. We're gonna edit that out. But I'm so stuck in my ways that I'm old-fashioned. But you still you know how to connect with the kids better than I do. I think I in my mind, because I result in the way my dad is. You see it my way, or I'm gonna get mad, and you're gonna hear a lot of cuss words flying in. The wrestlers heard cuss words flying before out of old Jason, but so I heard about this Wolfpack thing, and I may go watch a game and see. I was gonna be a joke. Them boys could hit.
Yeah.
It was more than I thought, and then that was the year you were helping coaching, and I got a thrill out of watching you guys coach it as much as I did watching it. And another thing I got a thrill out of, and I hope you don't hunt me down for saying this, but Todd Scandling. Because I couldn't believe he was still playing.
We couldn't either, so.
Oh my gosh.
You're not alone on that one.
And the thing was, I was sitting in the stands, and Todd was standing there, and I saw his back, and I thought, Todd is still stout. Because he was always a big guy. I hope you don't hunt me down for this. And Todd, I love you. I don't mean nothing personal, but he turned and showed me the profile, like, oh. But he was still doing it, and that was cool. But Todd, no offense, I love you to death, just please don't hunt me down.
Well, it's just a mentality. It really is. It never goes away. Your body gives up, and you can't do it anymore. But if you're that into sports and
competitiveness,
the competitive.
Sometimes that's hard to get.
Even though when I know I'm going to lose, I will keep betting until I win.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'm going to tire them out.
Exactly.
In anything. Yeah. If it's golf, I just have to get them drunk.
Yeah.
That's it. We just have to drink.
Well, the thing is, though, and I'm a horrible golfer. But
I would never see that.
but you get a couple beers in me, I actually get a little bit better. Because
your head's not getting in the way.
Exactly. I got in my own way. It's the best golf game I ever shot in my life, and I'm not kidding you. The night before, we had a tee-off time over at Augusta Hills when it was still running. It was 6:30 in the morning tee-off time. And first, I can't remember how I ended up at Showgirl that night. That's where I was. So I woke up, got to Augusta, and I mean, hungover bad. And you know what? I just want to live. That I didn't even care about my golf game. That is the best golf game I ever shot. I remember Knox was there, the guy that put his eye in your hand.
Andy.
Yeah, he's awesome. But he goes, "What got into you?" I said, "Dude,
Thank you.
I just want to make it home without dying." And that was the first time I ever birdied holes. I was just on fire, and they were all like cheering. And I was just like, "That's all. I want to go home." But building this and trying to get it going. But here lately, I've been golfing with, and you know, and both you know Chris maybe, and my best friend ever. Me and him are like brothers. That guy can crush a freaking golf ball. He 10 putts everything. That's where I catch up on him. He's always waiting up on the green. I'm like, go ahead and putt, because by the time we get up there, you're still gonna be putting, and it pisses him off so damn bad. But how was coaching that year with the Wolfpack? Did you enjoy that?
Well, you know, anything with football I enjoy, and it was an opportunity to help Tommy out, and he asked me, and always respected him, and you know, and what he's done for me, and I said, you know what the hell? I said, you know, now I can get salty.
I remember seeing you got very intense.
I said, you know, when I came into this, I said, now you know, listen, if this is what we're going to do, this is my defense. I'm going to run it the way I run it, because you're not going to see this. You're not going to be able to run it. I mean, I'm calling things on the field as I see them.
Yeah.
And that's the way I did it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, for me, you know, I got the guys prepared to say, okay, now here's a call that I'll call. If I see something that I think's coming, I'm going to change this all up. And it worked great. It worked out great.
I only yelled a couple times, and he just said, "You know what? You just better back off."
Yeah.
I said, okay.
Well, when I saw it worked well, because it was what am I word? You were more flexible. You were more could adapt to anything. Adapt to what they're running. What I saw. Well, but then again, I'm not a football expert either.
I tell you what, the thing about football is you got to adapt to your players' talents, what they're good at, what they can do.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
What you have,
yeah.
You know, in the as defense, what do you have in the backfield, you know, as far as the DBs, the corners, the safeties, the linebackers,
Yeah.
you know. Where's your weak link? Not to say that they're not good, but it's something you may have. If there's a great player over there, you might have to push over to help.
Yeah.
And you know, now if you watch football, that's what football is all about.
Yeah.
It's about understanding what your team's capable of doing on that side of the ball, and then really just going after your strengths.
Yeah.
And trying to stay away if they're trying to do something silly or you know, bring something up. Say, you know what, just protect, and this is how we're going to do it. It's making adjustments as they come. And you know, the good thing about that was I played football for so long, I've been taught, you know, seen it all on both sides of the ball, and
between that and the NFL, and
you know, and that's just, you know, in NFL, you know, I had Dick LeBeau as a coordinator. I'm going to tell you something about Dick. This guy, I'm not gonna lie. I think he's the best defensive coordinator there is.
Yeah.
He's the godfather of fire zones. He designed them. He made them, and what they do today. And this guy would, you know, we would sit there and we would put a whole week of practice in on defenses. And he always kept a pad of paper by his bed. That Sunday morning, when we're gonna play at 1 o'clock. That Sunday morning, he'll put 3 fire zones, and we ain't never ran before.
Oh, no kidding.
No, and we run them 10 times.
Oh my gosh.
Because you adapt to it. He's seen, and you know, he woke up and he said, okay, what if they run this, and how am I gonna? And yes, it may just be a word, or a number that will switch that defense up, it's going to be Ram. You know, great guy. The only bad thing about Dick was he was an Ohio State guy.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Well, that's it. We were talking about this podcast, me and my tech guy, Coda, and I said, what do we do? I don't care if you're an Ohio State guy or not. I don't care. You know. He goes, so I wear my Ohio State Buckeyes hat. I go, no. Because the film footage will be you getting mauled. I don't care. Right? Well, and I got some friends that live in Ohio. I haven't seen him in years. He worked at that same hog farm that I worked at. Huge Ohio State fans. And I'm like you, I've never liked Ohio State. And I'm not just saying because you're here. I went to, I didn't go to Michigan, of course, but I went to the wrestling camps and everything. I learned a lot. That's how, I mean, I was mediocre and they made me better. But so I had in my picture I got Michigan wrestling. I won that down there, and I get made fun of because I look like a dork in it. But
you've seen me in a wrestling thing.
Yeah,
there's nothing funnier than that.
Yeah, but these guys.
Yeah, I look like Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah, but these guys are huge Ohio State fans. I see you guys. I can't respect the team that has a mascot that looks like a testicle. It looks like a testicle with arms and legs. I said the Holman fighting testicles, what I call them, and piss
what
them
is
off.
It? The Bucky the Buckeye?
Yeah, something like that. But
I will say this though, hey, you know,
they got a good program.
I come out, they do have a good program, but I came out one day and we come out on the field and that damn Bucky was by the entrance, man.
Yeah.
I cocked his ass. I don't know whether there's a guy or girl in there, but I cocked shit on him when I went in there.
Oh, that's awesome.
That thing is like nasty looking to me. I don't know what it is. It's just nasty.
Yeah, I know it's supposed to be a Buckeye.
I will give credit to where credit. You know that. You know the Ohio and the Michigan. I mean that rivalry. That's what it's about. It is. It's hatred. It's hard nosed. You know, but a lot of people don't understand. You know, when you go to the next level, these are a lot of guys that's on your team. They're your teammates. And granted, they're Ohio through and through and Michigan through and through, but now you're part of a different team.
Yeah.
Now, when I was in Cincinnati, I had a reporter come up and say, you know, Glenn, I mean, you're in Cincinnati. Where do you live in Cincinnati? Do you live in Ohio? I said, hey, no way in hell I'm gonna live in Ohio. I live in Kentucky.
There you go.
They said, well, why is that? And I said, well, listen, I come into Ohio and I work, and then I leave Ohio. There's no way you can consider me a Buckeye.
That's awesome.
That shit, I'm going over to my hillbilly friends, my family.
You go,
I'm going over to Kentucky.
While we're here, what I've done here in the garage, I mean, would kind of like some feedback. Well, I mean, what do you think? I mean, here, I'll tell you how the winemaking process started. Was I just started doing this as a hobby, and it kind of got away from me. Is how I ended up doing this. But I have to give my mother props because Elkhart Wine and Ale Supply Stores helped me get advice, and I bought equipment from him. And he said, "I'm telling you right now, if you're serious, stick with it because your first 2-3 years, you're gonna make rot gut wine. It's gonna be horrible." And of course, you're going to use family as guinea pigs. And I bought him. When I got to the point, my sister Stephanie wouldn't go near it. She was scared out of her mind because it was just horrible. And a batch I was actually proud of, and I thought was good. And I brought it to mom because it tastes good to me. But then again, my palate's not the most cultured. And mom tasted it, and she goes, "No. Dump it out." I go, "Mom, that's the first drinkable." She goes, "I'm telling you right now, no one's gonna want that. Dump that shit out." That's coming from my mom. But I finally turned the corner, I feel, and you guys been tasting it. Tell me, be honest. Tell me, if it sucks, it sucks. But that Anik's my mascot. That's my whole Vanna Anik. I don't got nothing.
I'm looking at him. You're pretty safe with that one.
He's awesome.
I mean, there's not too many people or too many things that have a bigger head than I got. That one does.
We gotta get a screenshot. We'll get you together and see. We'll measure him later.
He'll probably look like his brother. No, I tell you what, I'm happy to be here. Grateful to come over.
Well, I love having you,
and
man.
especially with the people that's here and get to see people I haven't seen in a while and kind of enjoy talking and that. I like what you've done with it. I like the wine.
Thank you.
I think it tastes great.
Thank you.
Now, I don't know if you're spiking it or what, but it tastes pretty good. But no, you know what? I will say this: it's good tasting wine. I mean, my wife's drunk over there, so
I hope you have a good night. That's what we're aiming for.
Hey, I'm having a great night. I get to talk about. I talked about football, which I love. With friends and family and. It's a wonderful time, and I'm grateful being out here and to kind of seeing what you've done with the place, and hey, like I said, dude, come on down to the house. We got you want looking for ideas. We got a ton of wineries in North Carolina, and I never knew that. I'll be honest, I never knew there's so many freaking wineries in North Carolina, but it all makes sense. I mean, everybody talks so slow. It's like my son's 5 years old.
Yeah.
He's saying hair, chair.
Oh,
I'm like,
really?
I know people are looking at us saying, okay, who's his parents? Because he's speaking, his teachers and stuff are like the South, and it's a wonderful place. It is. There's a lot to do there, but I'm going to tell you, sometimes you just get a kick out of listening to people. I mean, it's, I got, customers coming in and they're like, well, Glenn, what do you think about, and I'm sitting there going,
spit it out.
It's coming.
So you work at a steel company or something?
Yeah. I run one of the general manager of one of our facilities in Greensboro. We have, it's a family owned. We got one owner.
Nice. That's always
no debt, so everything we acquire is in cash.
Awesome.
And he's, Al started this in 1948 out of his garage. And today, last year, we did 3.5 or 3.9 billion in sales.
No kidding.
Wow. So it's a big, and for me, getting a part of getting involved in something other than football, which I've done my whole life.
Yeah.
And getting involved into this part and being able to learn and acquire new knowledge to this, and I hope that, my son sees that, hey, you can play football and love it and play it as long as, if that's what you want to do, but it's always good to learn. And Lord knows that it wasn't like that when I was in school.
That's what I've noticed.
In West Noble,
I've noticed as I getting older, because when I was younger, I was like you, I was living in the moment. But I actually like learning new stuff. That's how I got into wine, because there's so many, and I still, don't get me wrong, I am not a professional at this. There's still so much.
No, you fool me. You fool me.
You're getting there, buddy.
You're getting there.
Yeah.
Some work to do.
I'll tell you what, this thing gets off the ground, and me and Michelle were talking about this earlier.
Oh boy.
We're going to have a sponsorship at West Noble Wrestling. There's going to be a Wawaka Winery under singlets. I'm hoping.
Let me see if we can get that school approved.
I'm sure Tommy Skim will.
I think so.
Be thrilled with that.
I think it's you're doing fine. I think.
Well, thank you.
Honestly, with this is new to everybody. And when I first got into Michigan, we were tutored on this. We were step by step on what the press questions were going to ask, how to answer and what not to answer, and to focus on and look at
that. Yeah.
And I took classes. It was part of my degree. I took classes where you go out on stage. Now there's 1,500 people in there in this auditorium. They tell you what you're going to talk about. It's usually new current events or whatever in the news. They tell you 2 seconds before you get on the stage what you're going to talk about, and you got to talk like 10 or 15 minutes.
next little podcast here, we can get a Miss Wawaka Winery.
Oh, that would be awesome, dude. Well, we gotta expand it outside of Wawaka because we want them to have.
I said just a Miss Wawaka, so
Miss Wawaka.
they can come from anywhere. But
Oh,
they would have that
yeah,
title.
because we can't just do it with Wawaka.
No.
because
It's not that big.
It's some rough. No, nothing against the women in Wawaka.
I'm
I imagine you won't have them discussing it.
Yeah, I screwed up there now. Well, I mean, I'm no Don Johnson anymore either.
Well, I tell you what, the one thing I see, and you should be proud of, is that you stepped out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And more
Thank
people
you.
need to do that and take chances and look at that part of their life.
I
And
tell
if
you.
they're unhappy with where they're at,
Yeah.
you know what? The only really unforgiven sin is the fact that you didn't take a chance to do it.
Yeah.
And if you live with it and it's your life is not where you want it to be, it sucks or what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a true believer that everybody makes their own destination,
Yeah.
their own
Yeah.
destiny.
Thanks for saying that.
And it takes a lot of guts to
Oh,
do.
yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, there's not too many people that would just do that. I mean, going on this and doing this and making, and being you, and we come out here being us. I mean, that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
Too many times you have people that come on and it's not them.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of your podcasts. I said, shit, man, that dude's as crazy as he was. The fucking But for me, I think you've got something going.
Well, thanks.
And I
means a lot.
think that definitely when I come into town, I'll be stopping over. So.
I hope to see you guys.
Ribs and wine, right?
Yeah, the ribs tonight we had milled and it was fantastic. I love the ribs. It came from Fat Boy's Bar and Grill. Rob Dotson owns it, and
The sponsor, right?
he's sponsored.
That's right. Give him a little credit.
Sponsor.
Got a sponsor. Get it on there. It's all about money.
Yeah. You want to get
Advertisement, baby.
Yeah, you want to get a rib deal. No, those ribs are fantastic. Because after Mr. Ed's, I was lost. I didn't know where I was going to get my meals.
Very good place.
Mr. Ed's was awesome.
Very good place. That was Ira, right?
Bob. Yeah,
That was
Bob.
Ira, yeah.
Oh my gosh, could his prime rib, and he had pork chops. They were, oh my gosh, Bob.
I believe Teddy was the cook, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And then,
He did a good job on us.
the ribs over at Rob's, I'm impressed. This is, I've always just went in there and have hamburgers. I'm a simple guy. I like going in and get my meal and get out. But I decided to spring for the ribs tonight, and people have been telling me Rob's got good ribs. And I'm impressed. It gets the Wawaka Winery seal of approval.
Well, I think we got all we need right here to coach the West Noble football team.
Oh, absolutely. That'd be a blast. Well, you guys would.
Hey, hold on a second. We just got him. He's helping with wrestling, so after that we get into football.
We'll get into it.
Right,
We'll
right.
get into it.
Yeah.
Does that mean we're getting you back up here?
Well,
Oh, that would be. Yeah.
that's I don't think
I miss seeing
there's
you,
nowhere. Listen, like I said, I do love where I come from. It's molded me to what I am today. It's helped mold me, and I believe myself to be a very respected man.
Yeah.
I have my days like everybody else, but I look at it this way. Like I said, when I tell you to follow your dreams and where they go and all this, I don't know where the path's going to take me. I'm 43. Is it some coaching football someday? I don't know. I haven't looked at that. I was serious about it when I talked to you and when I was in town and I was living here and about West Noble, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
But it was an opportunity. That it happens. That's just the nature of the beast when it comes to this. And right now, I'm focusing on doing what I need to do in my job now, and doing the best that I can do, and really haven't looked any further than that.
Well, I tell you what, man, and we're gonna close on this because it's. I'm proud, shitless of you. You've done our community, and everybody that lives in it proud. Because it's really neat to see a guy that you just know as a buddy, and other just seen what you did, and I've always said whenever it came football and whenever discussion goes up with the guys that work or something, I know Glenn Steele, he's a buddy of mine. I do it with a good grin because I'm proud of you, and I've always been proud of you because your coaching capabilities are by far some of the best coaching abilities I've ever seen. He's gotten more out of kids than I ever could have. I mean, I was decent as a coach, but I think you could take it one step further, and I respect that. I think it's phenomenal what both you guys have done so far. And I'm excited about the future for all three of us.
Absolutely.
And I think.
Don't get it wrong now. I've heard a few words come out of his mouth at me that.
Yeah.
Worst part about it is, after I said them, I thought I was going to get beat up.
But no,
even when he was in 8th grade.
I know.
Let me tell you.
Hey, I will tell you something that I don't know that to me. John, I think you and Tommy and Kevin and when Mike Jones would gear up.
Oh yeah.
And man, he would knock the living piss out of you.
Oh shit.
He's like, oh, you guys think you're tough? You just throw on some pads, put a helmet on, and to be flapping. There's no shirt on.
Jones
that dude would come after you.
It was awesome. Jones geared up too. Well, I remember lining up in 8th grade football practice, and Jonesy knew that we were running offense, and he knew that he was supposed to be my guy. And everybody that knows me knows my laugh, and I can't help it.
I can't figure that out.
Yeah. We line up, and Jones goes, "You ready, crack? You know him?" They give a stand piss. I'd run out there and get knocked in my ass. Every single time. It was hilarious. I'll tell you, that was one of the coach that I've had in football and wrestling, because he meant so much to me in wrestling. Wrestling was my sport. I mean, I was decent at a football player and I had so much fun, but wrestling was my sport. And I think without Jones, I wouldn't have been able, because he had a way of getting the most out of me without acting like an ass.
Yeah, you just give me that look, man.
Exactly.
There was a look.
He still has that look.
Oh, I know that. I saw him a few years back. And I said, man, you look exactly the same.
I just played golf with him this summer. Had a good time.
Well, just let me know when guys want to get whipped.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I'll tell you what. I know you'll whip me, but we're going to have some fun.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me over here.
Thank you for coming out. And I hope you
awesome.
guys will step out some more. It's
good seeing everybody. It really is. It's don't do it enough. And
absolutely.
You get older and you veer off and you got to do
absolutely. Well, thanks a lot, my man.
Absolutely.
Good seeing you. Good seeing you. And we'll see you next time on Wawaka Winery. Thank you. If you like our video, hit like and subscribe, and every week you'll be entered into a contest that you can win a bottle of wine that our guest was drinking. Exactly.
That look,
There was a look.
grass.
He still has that look.
Oh, I know he does. I saw him a few years back. I saw him a
voice.
few years back, and I said, "Man, you look exactly the same."
I just played golf with him this summer. Had a good time.
Well, yeah, just let me know when guys want to get whipped.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I'll tell you what. I know you'll whip me, but we're gonna have some fun.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me over here.